These games are ranked by PlayScore, a standard rating that averages gamer and critic reviews. Opening our list of top 25 Xbox One open world games is State of Decay, Year 1 Survival Edition. After reselling an improved version for virtually the same price tag, Undead Labs doesn't have the best reputation as of the moment. But their open world zombie killing machine is still one of the most satisfying experiences yet. With enhanced combat, graphics, and UI, this version improves on the flaws of the first release. Explore the abandoned city of Danford and help your settlements survive the roguelike challenges. It has a play score of 8.05. Number 24 is Watch Dogs 2. They may have had a rocky start with their first title, but Ubisoft brings back the ragtag band of misfits for another cyber-sleuthing escapade. With a drastic change in tone, they put the volume down on dark narratives to put on a more lighthearted atmosphere. Leaving the Chicago shores for the sunny San Francisco Bay, go on a stealth murdering spree as you hack banks, offices, and random treadmills for your own selfish pleasure. New features and a shift in tone later, it receives a play score of 8.1. Number 23 is Tom Clancy's The Division. Met with positive acclaim when it was first released last 2016, this Destiny-like shooter will take you to a post-apocalyptic New York City. Laid barren after a terrible smallpox epidemic, lead the titular division in investigating the source of the deadly virus. Collect resources around its vast environments and share the world with other players in the multiplayer Dark Zone. With competitive arenas and massive worlds, it receives a play score of 8.14. Number 22 is Mad Max. 2015's Fury Road was a great glimpse into the dystopian world of the Mad Max franchise. But this avalanche action-adventure puts you square in the shoes of Mad Max as he fends off for himself in the polluted deserts. Bask in their bright orange environments, ride around in gargantuan vehicles, and engage in explosive car battles with nomadic inhabitants. Though it was criticized for its bland storytelling, it's truly a spectacle for any fan of the series. It has a play score of 8.19. Number 21 is Dying Light. Step into the open world city of Harran and maneuver past its zombie-infested streets in the most creative ways. Though it's not the enhanced edition, this vanilla edition does enough to make it into our list. Dying Light puts you in the shoes of a man tasked to save the city from a spreading necrosis. Roam around the vast and vibrant city with your parkour skills and make use of the environment to eliminate the zombie threat. It has a play score of 8.19. Number 20 is Saints Row 4 Re-Elected plus Gat Out of Hell. One of the best open world games of the last generation, the over-the-top action is renewed on the newest Xbox. With a much-needed revamp, the relatively old game gets a renewed sparkle. Take your rightful place as the head of the White House and prepare for more superhuman action and excitement. This re-release also includes Johnny Gat and Kenzie Kensington's hellish misadventures. Wacky and irreverent, this has a play score of 8.22. Number 19 is Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. What most expected to be another GTA knockoff turned out to be one of the most interesting releases last 2012. A soulful crime tale set in the underbelly of Hong Kong, play as an undercover cop on a mission to take down the Triads. This definitive edition adds a few bells and whistles to the game's already varied gameplay. With its visual tweaks, this deadly tour of a neon Hong Kong almost feels like a Kong War Y masterpiece. Take on epic car chases and intense gunfights with a play score of 8.24. Number 18 is Elite Dangerous. The fourth Elite game of a series that spanned decades. Roam around an astronomically accurate Milky Way and bask in the mesmerizing beauty of the cosmos. This open-ended exploration game combines the elements of trading, crafting, and exploration, letting you dive into uncharted star systems and partaking in their deep trading mechanics. Upgrade starships, fend off enemies, and voyage through the great beyond. It has a play score of 8.26. Number 17 is The Witness. Even with its bold simplicity, The Witness has been a hallmark of excellence since its release. Waking up in an unknown island, you're tasked to uncover the mysteries of its lush landscapes. Decode the cryptic messages of each structure, progress through each of their 500 puzzles. Taking over 7 years to create, it balances beauty, style, and depth into one breathtaking diversion. It has a play score of 8.28. Number 16 is Just Cause 3. One of the most underrated franchises of the open world genre, despite its many flaws, this third installment of the Avalanche action-adventure is still packed with the explosive randomness they are known for. Experience digital freedom like never before as you travel to the Mediterranean Republic of Medici. Conquer land, sea, and sky with their collection of new vehicles and do whatever you can to stop the tyrannies of an evil dictator. Or not. It has a play score of 8.3. The number 15 is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. While not the latest Assassin's Creed game, Black Flag seems to have benefited from its sharp steer away from the cliches of the mother franchise. Dive into a tale rooted in the golden age of piracy and embark on the excitements of naval misadventures. It has one of the best ship customizations so far, and it definitely makes up for their bland land-lubbing nonsense. Sail through the seas with your hardy crew of pirates as you sing songs of old tales and watch towering ships become flotsam against your barrage of cannons. It has a play score of 8.43. Number 14 is Final Fantasy 15. Taking over 10 years to develop, the modern Final Fantasy game was all worth it in the end. Set in a modern open-world environment, follow Noctis and his band of brothers as they stop an evil empire from taking over their entire kingdom. The combat has been vastly improved in this title, and it makes way for the game's epic boss fights. Journey around their hyper-realistic setting and get a taste of Ignis' delicious recipes. It has a play score of 8.44. Number 13 is Sunset Overdrive. A proud gem for die-hard Xbox One fans, Sunset Overdrive is their haven for pure, unadulterated fun. Engage in the carbonated madness as you step into the shoes of the survivors in a world doomed by a soft drink corporation. Create your own character and bask in the absurdity of this colorful world. Its smooth traversal mechanics, freedom, and lighthearted atmosphere takes the edge off a supposedly grim post-apocalypse. It's no ordinary sugar rush, and it has a play score of 8.44. Number 12 is Far Cry 4. If you love Far Cry 3, then this fourth installment will definitely blow your mind. Steering away from 3's tropical terrors, it's set in a fictional Himalayan country that's caught in a devastating civil war. Follow the adventure of AJ as he tries to survive the terrors of the Golden Path. With better graphics, shooting, and UI, it only slightly surpasses the glory of their previous title. It has a play score of 8.51. Number 11 is Batman Arkham Knight. Rocksteady's explosive finale to their critically acclaimed franchise takes Batman to his biggest fear yet. Joker might be long gone, but a scarecrow emerges from the ashes with a vengeful plot. Take on the role of the Caped Crusader and help Gotham fight against the impending threat. This is the series' biggest leap towards a huge open-world element with the introduction of the Batmobile. Ride around the grim streets and use Batman's million-dollar gadgets to defeat the villains of his rogues gallery. It has a play score of 8.56. Number 10 is Minecraft Xbox One Edition. Mojang's award-winning sandbox game has been defying barriers since its first release. It's a game where you can make, do, and be anything you could ever want to be. With creativity as its only mandate, traverse through their voxel worlds in your own way in their varying game modes. Whether you want to face against their hostile wildlife in survival or master the voxel canvas in creative. They have all the tools you need in this planet-sized universe. It has a play score of 8.63. Number 9 is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. Set between the events of Tolkien's Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings series, Shadow of Mordor puts a spotlight on the beginnings of the One True Ring. Play as the troubled ranger Talion as he ventures through Mordor along with the wraith of the Ringmaker Celebrimbor. Help them fight against the growing armies of Sauron and use their famed Nemesis system to create alliances with the ferocious orc captains. Even with the release of their latest sequel, one does not simply forget the magic of the original. It has a play score of 8.67. Number 8 is The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. From MMO to Switch release to VR, Bethesda shows no sign of stopping for their epic medieval fantasy. Spiced up with revamped textures and all the previous DLCs, embark on the definitive Dragonborn experience in the renewed world of Skyrim. Explore its vast kingdoms and go on a quest to kill Alduin amidst a looming civil war. While it's one of the greatest open-world innovators of its time, we can't help but wonder what the next Elder Scrolls title has in store. It has a play score of 8.73. Number 7 is Dishonored 2. Whichever way you play Arcane Studios' stealth action adventure, there's no denying the depth and beauty of their strange universe. Travel to their past meets future world and welcome the return of Empress Emily and Corvo Attano. Help them retrieve their rightful thrones by using each of the supernatural abilities to take down a mysterious usurper. Designed to react to whatever playthrough you choose, their settings are as beautiful as they are complex. It has a play score of 8.78. Number 6 is Dark Souls 3. Though not entirely open world, From Software's third and final entry to the patience-testing Souls franchise is hauntingly gorgeous. Control your lone character in his journey to decrepit buildings and gothic halls to take down horrific freaks of nature. Use your trusty dodge roll ability to counter every attack possible and make sure you're always on your toes. A test of skill and patience, it receives a play score of 8.9. Number 5 is Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Hideo Kojima's final entry to the universally acclaimed Metal Gear Solid series is a masterpiece of stealth action adventure. Follow the events after Snake Eater and PSP's Peace Walker in Big Boss's descent into political intrigue. Witness the birth of the man who sold the world and uncover the events that lead to the first game of the series. Although it has its flawed moments, it's still an achievement in excellent game design. It has a play score of 8.98. Number 4 is The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. If you're looking to explore spectacular sights, then you can look no further than CD Projekt Red's fantastical world of Witcher 3. Follow the dashing Geralt of Rivia as he goes on a quest to find the Child of Prophecy, with a bit of lovemaking on the way. Ride your trusty horse around the unnamed continent and wallow in the delights of his humble medieval land. With cards, magic, and menagerie, it receives a play score of 9.01. Number 3 is Grand Theft Auto 5. Rockstar's biggest GTA game to date just might be their magnum opus, at least before Red Dead Redemption 2. Their exhilarating virtual playground grows 3 times bigger with the introduction of 3 new characters. Go back to the streets of Los Santos and take on a triple threat of open-world misadventures. A little bit of mundane and a whole lot of madness, it's everything you want and more. It has a play score of 9.1. Number 2 is Forza Horizon 3. The poster boy for Microsoft exclusives and the frontrunner of the console racing scene, Forza Horizon is definitely a force to be reckoned with. It fuses the liberating speeds of racing to the liberating open-world genre. Set in the land down under, it's twice as big as their previous titles and it features over 350 different cars. Dynamic and packed with content, it's worth every penny you spend on it. It has a play score of 9.13. And the best open world game on the Xbox One is Fallout 4. Seemingly out of nowhere, the 4th installment of Bethesda's radioactive franchise snatches first place. Travel to an irradiated Boston and scour the desolate land for your missing son. As dreary as their vast wastelands are, their ghoul-infested cities and abandoned laboratories are packed with nuclear shenanigans. Build your bases among the grim city streets and kill enemies with their trademark VAT system. It has a play score of 9.17. You may get these games right now by clicking the links below.